Wait, it's a smaller mid-season patch? Dude, this mid-season patch was insanely large.
Weird, right?
It
Like,
is.
It is. It's the week of the championships. You don't have a lot of time to really pivot.
Yeah.
And you know, some
Wait, did it just
teams,
freeze?
Like Northwood said, not
The
a
health
lot
pack's
really
not
changed.
spinning.
Like they're still feeling pretty confident on what they've
Hello?
been running. They may change a few of their map-specific strats, but that's really about it.
Wait,
And then,
hello?
Yeah, Fisher were like, oh yeah, we feel like it did change a lot. So I wonder how much does Fisher go off the deep end tonight? How much do they want to change up what they've been running? Compared to Northwood, who's like, we're probably
Hey,
supposed to
guys.
be running a lot of the Ramatra, Winston, Mauga has been something that they've shown a little bit more than some other teams. So that'll be the big thing tonight. How much does Fisher have to adapt to force Northwood into a very awkward position?
Yeah. So we're dipping our toes into the water,
Oh,
figuring
there we
out
go.
what is the new strategy as we begin to roll out here in Antarctic Peninsula. And already we're seeing differences.
Mauga
in
versus
so many areas.
Ramatra.
Jesse.
Yeah, Northwood will show that Ramatra comp that's been pretty meta. Fisher, they're going to try and stick the Mauga. I don't think it's as good as it used to.
No, not again.
All right, that's
No.
Hey, the nice thing about running into a Mauga as a sojourn is it's just like alt it's just it's a real good charge. I shoot somebody and South the Mauga. I charge out the Mauga. I shoot somebody and South the Mauga. I mean, that's what Haven's doing. He's having an absolute field day on this high ground, and that's simply all it's going to take for Northwood specifically to kind of farm down Fisher and even grab a couple of these later eliminations. Wait! They got some more boards! Why did it go so up? They didn't even go back to
It's like listening to the radio.
Oh my gosh! That's kind of... Oh, Northwood, a team that we're so used to seeing play this tempered aggression, won the first fight.
Sounds like Northwood won the first fight. Pog.
They didn't realize that Lukewarm was going to be back so fast. Lukewarm comes in, they help finish off the fight with Cabe, who almost...
You just got to imagine it.
You can see them kind of chilling here up on the box. They're going to try and
they're
catch
playing
Northwood
height.
lacking. But what a nice little turnaround here for the Falcons in a fight, like you said.
Oh,
I think a
they have a
lot of
tracer
people felt
engaging.
I think the entirety of Northwood thought that.
Yeah, just use your imagination.
Now here you are, having to fight this back again. Cabe beating Rocket to this initial pulse bomb. It's a stun and quick one-click in kill. Beautiful combination. Cabe with a second. We mentioned that Rocket.
Oh, huge gameplay!
But so far, we've only seen Cabe just absolutely dominate off of these squashes that Riker's been putting in.
It's the gorgeous setup. This Mauga comp can still set up regardless of the
We're
tank
good.
change.
We're so back.
Man, their life maybe is 10% easier. It doesn't feel like you're getting melted 24/7 anymore on tank. But when Riker goes in like that, as soon as they pound down, Cabe can go in, finish a kill. At that time, it was Haven. You're going to see that over and over and over again. And it might draw out the Susan from CJ early.
Oh, but no! Rocket put out the pulse bomb, and it gets nowhere. Lukewarm absolutely shutting
Yeah,
down
you can blame me on that
right
one. I
now.
shouldn't have said anything.
Sound barrier from Northwood pop. Great, still holding on to
Can I move Cam? Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be blocking the gameplay. Hold on. I'll move to a better spot.
Ultimate battle that cost Northwood
There you go.
4 of their
Hopefully
ultimates.
that's a little better.
They're gonna end up losing. Fisher, are they about to sweep round number 1?
They might, honestly, net
They might.
the MVP there. They put down the window right on the outside of the cage, which, by the way, comment, they give up. They will swap over to the Mauga now. They put it right behind. It keeps Riker up a little bit. Doesn't keep them up enough. But when Northwood make that push forward, Cabe still sticks behind the window and just melts Comment, who is trying to get the rest of that annihilation out.
Oh, this is hard now because it's really only Haven.
So it sounds like they got Ramatra coming up.
In this last second, though, Riker gets stunned up. Beautiful combination. When it comes to the cost of the hit scan player, Cabe pulse bomb in the pocket. Can he manage to find anything? Fisher are up and winning, even if the point isn't in their control. It's more on Northwood for a solid recovery, but being down in numbers, and especially within this ultimate economy. Final contest here is unlikely. It's only now that Fisher are deciding to recontest this point, though, buying more time, but Vega going down.
Vega goes down.
Badly once they try to go in.
But if it is,
even on the
I apologize in
just for these
advance.
last second little
Also,
touch in,
what
touch
is
out
this
of
tour's
Lukewarm.
POV?
Oh, he isn't
He's
just
37
warm,
months, I
he is
appreciate.
hot right now. Deadeye isn't even.
Oh yeah. What does the chat look
with
like?
Just the plain old shots that he has hitting. Fisher Esports coming out with a great understanding of how this competition
Radio.
should be played today.
But huge!
Script writers are feeding us good, Molly. I'll say that.
I'm sure they popped off there in the last fight.
Not what I thought this was going to be initially. It's like, yes, the Mauga is still great if you run it correctly, but that's been the big asterisk that's been going around the scrims recently is you need to play it really well. or it's
Okay,
not going
we
to
can
work
see what the
with Fisher.
comps
Well,
are coming
they
out.
put it
Okay.
damn near
Everybody
perfect.
memorize the
Burying
comps.
that aside,
Memorize the
and
comps
Northwood
now.
They got to figure out, hey, what
This has
is the
became
change?
Overwatch
We talked about it
Imagination
earlier. How
Series.
quickly can Fisher make the swaps happen? I didn't think it'd be round 1, sub-map 1 of Antarctic Peninsula. But they do force the changes to be made.
All right,
and now
so here's the point. Both teams are running out. Looks like they're running Malga v Malga, so they're both probably going to be fighting up here. Depending on if they stuck with the sim, if the sim team is playing aggressive, they stayed on sim, they're going to try to push them into this choke that's back here. But this team that's over here is going to want to hold this map positioning out here. I don't know if they're going to be able to, though. It depends on how, if they stuck with the sim or not, because the Tracer is going to be looking to come around the back here and come up this back staircase where the stairs are right here and try to poke them out a bit.
We're already starting to see some of this pay off. It's a lot of this just wait around.
Okay, sounds like somebody's forcing the point. It's probably the Tracer.
In this specific scenario, we'll get that shot down before Lukewarm can react himself. It'll be Northwood gaining this first capture.
Okay, so Northwood held first, and that is the team with the Tracer comp. So they're probably hold on.
Fisher. All right, not Fisher. Northwood.
Okay.
Are shooting Fisher in the back. Haven
They're probably holding height up here on the bridge.
Playing Soj first time around, and now it's Fisher on the attack.
Holding up here.
Jeez, but here's the thing.
Here's the hallway. Here's the stairs. Here's the other spawn. They're probably holding hard right here with the cast. Holding back here. Tracer contesting down here. The other supports back here. Yep, just gotta make sure don't give up the space.
Likely to come on through. Can Fisher really grab any more without staggering is more the question that we're looking at.
Wait, Fisher flips it. Fisher flips it. Hold on, hang on. Gotta go back.
Yeah, that was a rough finish to that fight.
All right, so now we have Fisher. Fisher's taking back over the point. They're probably going to be still holding it similarly the same way, but in the opposite direction. So they're going to be holding up here. Malga's going to be holding aggressive. Cass probably holding back here. The Tracer is going to be over on the flanco back here. Back on this back way. Back stairs. Oh, High Noon coming out probably from over here.
Deadeye speeding onto the high ground. Riker knows that he's in trouble. Tried to stun it. He's not going to live.
Oh, and they popped the High Noon from over here. Pushed him back. They're probably going to take the height over here.
Absolutely no value.
And then they flip the point back. Okay. Gotta go back again.
Recapture looked relatively easy. They don't have full control of the fight, though. They weren't really yet to take care of Lukewarm, and it's only now they can slowly let out Cyber.
Now Northwood has the point again.
Just doesn't get a lot, like you said. Neb used on a high ground.
Probably gonna be same thing. Cass is holding top here. Malga's holding up here.
Like, yeah, we'll just go to lower ground.
Kiri poking with them. Playing from down here. Tracer will be over here.
What they do, and now almost 60%. Northwood starting to stabilize.
We're gonna look for a cage somewhere in this area.
Very ready, but it's Lukewarm just entering in with the Deadeye for space.
It's the zoom and Deadeye.
Oh, they pushed in with Deadeye. They pushed in from Deadeye over here, and they killed someone.
Lukewarm. Excellent use of that speed boost coming.
Okay, Kitsune Rush up on the top.
Another advantage running this Kiriko is the increased cooldowns. This Kitsune Rush so much more valuable, at least if you're playing in it. The rest of Northwood just up
working harder than the tech
the loss of their tank, and it's just another ultimate forward down the drain.
And they flipped it back.
Yeah, another ultimate going, like you said, CJ. I wonder if that was more like, hey, can I keep everybody up with this? But then Lukewarm's just distracting them. The healing isn't actually coming out.
Okay.
That was a great little setup there from Fisher to deny that Kitsune Rush.
Yep.
Grapes did have to use the sound barrier, though. Vegas still has theirs for the cage coming up from Riker. Command doesn't have to deal with it.
Two cages?
Wow.
Well, this is a brawl if I've ever seen one. Double cage fight.
So they're cage fighting on the point.
Sound barriers, but the team who had the sound barrier still loses their tank anyways. This room is filling with the blood of Fisher Esports.
Wait, who had beat?
Pretty for Northwood. Who's going to come out on top of all this brawl? It's only the Tracers, Cabe and Rocket battling out for really the entire objective.
Oh, the Tracers are fighting. The Tracers are fighting.
A little bit faster though, and Rocket shuts Cabe down, forcing Fisher to scramble for any last.
Oh, actual gameplay. Was I right?
No ultimate.
Kinda, actually. Wait a minute. What? No! Wait a minute. I gotta go back.
And the utter chaos that just occurred.
Wait, they popped the window up top.
Northwood, they kept the point when that
what's the next point?
Going on. So
what's the next point?
It's already going in their favor. Fisher needed to get back quick, and that's why you saw.
Okay, next map. Okay, we have time. Let's draw the peninsula. Okay, here, and then there's the hump, the height that leads up to it, height that leads up to it. Here, and then there's a pillar down here. Pillar down here. Okay, So they're probably going to be trying to fight up here, both teams, to start off. Although they are in a BRB, so they might actually be fixing it. We'll see. I have the paint pulled up, ready to go, just in case.
By any stretch of
If you
hey, one can
aren't happy with something,
I do give
people are
kudos
much
to
more inclined to like run to
for
Reddit,
being
run to
willing
Twitter, run to
adapt.
whatever,
They have a
right?
history of being very stubborn with the
still
compositions that they
alive.
do end
Wait,
up
you gonna see
playing,
it?
and it takes
No,
a
I
while
think it's 2,
before
3,
it starts.
39 months. And also, like, Twitter's a good
We
example.
actually get some Venture
Venture
gameplay.
spotted.
Twitter's a good
What?
example where Twitter's algorithm is kind
I
of
love
like
it.
now
Yeah, let's see what they
designed
can
to
do with
like
Venture. This it could
encourage
be a nice
discourse.
little answer
So now you
based
see
on
people
the
arguing way
Tracer
more than
they're
ever.
on tour. So honestly,
Thanks, Bacon Cakes again. Appreciate you, buddy. Long time of tier 3.
Like, it's still a decent
Rare
amount.
footage
It's
Venture
shit that's
gameplay?
right now, too.
Also, it's a
He's
little bit
on
blurry, so
Ramatra as well, so
sorry about
Venture
that.
Made a couple
It's not me.
different changes to how that they've been playing before, so I'm really interested to see where this Venture goes. Like, Rocket still plays Venture to a very similar style as Tracer does. A ton of high damage that the hero can provide, and that just never
And instantly
shot by
dead because
the
Venture's not
meteor
good.
before Short is slapped down. I love to see the extra initiation that we have.
Hey, but they got a kill, though.
Completely off guard by that play.
They were just, you could tell they looked like, wait, what? Like,
Like,
Riker
what?
looked over, was so confused, like, oh, Venture's here. It's not Tracer, and you have to play around
Gosh,
that
for thinking the tier 3
completely
31 months. Dude,
differently.
back-to-back
And
tier
Venture,
3
that's why already
resubs.
Riker's
Appreciate
like,
you guys.
"Alright,
Thank
I
you.
guess we're just going back to the Malga. They thought it was going to be Ramir. Instead, it's Northwood who are confident.
Well, I think it's gonna
in their
win.
little variation.
Looking at these two rosters, I think Northwood,
I love it. There's so much
but
opportunities
not
for
by a
synergy,
lot.
But of course, just hitting shots as well. Raven already Deadeye online, but he doesn't even need it with just the amount of shots that he's been hitting. And Vega cleaning up the field as well. He's getting hyper aggressive with this team. That's the advantage of having. Why did we just sound barrier? Oh my gosh, Fisher! Brave pulled the trigger on that one. Over half the team was already dead. Jesse, they're gonna want that one back.
It's
The
tough.
grapes turned sour real quick on that
Oh.
sound barrier. That was, you could tell they were trying to save Riker. Like, I understand what they were trying to do.
They
It
allow
was just
skins?
maybe a
Overwatch in the
second
last
too
like
late
year, because Overwatch
for
League is
Fisher.
dead
That's
now,
one of your
and now
biggest
it's
ultimates out the
Yikes.
window.
Face It
And now
and
CJ's in a great spot.
stuff
to
like
use
that, like,
Kitsune with Haven.
they
Rocket's
allow
on the
skins,
flank
and it's great.
again.
I mean, they have no idea what's coming with Rocket. I mean, Lukewarm just gets smacked down to size.
The beat to the fucking moon.
And they had the sound barrier a little bit sooner. Vega
Good
was right
landing on the
next to him.
like the little
Maybe
pillar
that's
there.
throwing away the sound barrier before. It doesn't seem to matter. It's all up to Rocket now. The tectonic shock is destroying.
Well, yeah, I recognize a good amount of the names in this.
Dropping like dominoes. I never expected this Venture to be working as well as it has, but it's Rocket, Jesse. Anything can happen.
Who cares about the nerfs?
Who
right?
cares?
Venture can still work in certain situations, and Fisher, you can tell they don't know what to do. They don't know how to play around it with
Oh
the Tracer.
god.
And Double Cage
Oh
is back.
god.
Yeah, Double Cage is back.
Oh,
Even
God.
Has the Deadeye. Fisher does not. Wow. Northwood explode out of the gates here on Icebreaker after a rocky start, to say the very least. And in fact, it is that very
Damn.
rocky ending.
Northwood
that
kinda popped
resulting
off
from
there.
Fisher, unpresented Venture swaps. The tip rolls over the
Ties,
edge.
thanks to the
They'll
Prime.
end up claiming
Appreciate
map
it.
number 1.
If that actually
Oh,
lasts,
there's the
it's
echo.
bait this time around.
Sad.
There's the echo.
Well, there was a Mercy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I still don't know why Echo got buffed this
I
season.
had a
Echo is still
lot
really
of
good.
slots.
I'm glad we're getting some Echo gameplay in today. She was another hero that had a slight
Yeah.
buff come in, just with her, when she activates her ultimate, the duplicate.
Which was
that
not
ult
needed.
Charge then goes up even faster. And not to mention, Echo, as you can see, just does tons and tons of damage here. So Rocket has the ability to go in and assassinate and blow up these massive targets. You can already see the amount of pressure that Riker is under. If you are going to run a Ramada,
Already popped
you
a
need to
Z.
make
That's
sure
not good.
that Riker's life is as difficult as possible. Rocket has made that his #1 priority and has bought.
Look at the
Northwood
ult charge. Already at
great
65% ult charge just from fucking farming off the Malga. 70%.
Nowhere grouped up to actually retreat to, and they're gonna
All
have to
these
wait for that
stickies are
outfit.
just
Go
so
even
fat.
Naval, go up this entire
80.
time, Jesse, which is crazy to have to say.
90. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
because
It's gonna
there it
beat
is.
out the
Northwood
support
finally
ults.
goes down to try and
Oh.
block off CJ, but it's a little too late.
Yeah, way too late, as a matter of fact. And if you are going to play the Mei, it works in
Damn, we got
theory,
Echo
right?
ult faster
But
than
Northwood just
support
backed
ults.
off so quickly, and now they're just paying the prices for it, committing whatever ultimates they do have, such as the Ant Matrix on the high ground. Yet Northwood, specifically Rocket, has all of his
My
bases
goodness.
covered. I've seen very little of him on the wet Echo, and even just this clip now, Jesse, I want to see more of it.
My goodness.
Yeah, like that won them the fight. point blank. Like you said, it keeps Riker away. It keeps Riker playing passive because it's so much damage coming in to where if you get under half.
You know what the funny thing is like Mauga's whole thing is about like shitting on the other tank, but they just played so far away and just let the Echo just roll him that he couldn't actually get up close, use his E, and actually go for kills.
And pray Northwood don't get aggressive on you during the
Also insane Echo player, holy. Oh, I mean, Echo's always been strong. Echo's been strong for a long time. It's just like the idea is like giving another buff to a hero that's already extremely strong, you know?
Fisher play so incredibly aggressive, and they have to press the sound barrier and even the blizzard just as an attempt to stay alive. These attempts will not go down in vain, and it cost Northwood 2 of their major ultimates as well. Fisher had to stop the bleeding and show that there is some sort of standing room for this composition, and this is it right here.
And this is where they can hold now. They can try and use the Maywalls to hold under Archway. And see, they'll have to wait though, just a tiny
When we get to 7, do we get a free food like it's a basketball game? Wait, when we get to 7? What do you mean by get to 7?
Has swapped back over. So this
on the counter. Oh yeah. No, it's actually the reverse. I steal food from you.
So this is something again. We were waiting to see what wild cards would be shown this weekend. North would continue to show that Venture is viable.
Yeah, I mean, Rocket just plays the Venture the exact same way, getting a trade out for Neb. That's a much more valuable pick in the long run. If Fisher Esports want to stay alive, they're gonna have to get these eliminations quickly. But it's lukewarm.
Oh, here we go.
Pushed into the back line.
We got him when we want him.
Absolutely nothing other than just corralling Riker down to his own death. Northwood, can we keep this payload on a moving? Wonderful change from Rocket. Jeez.
Yeah, they just catch Fisher off guard. Like, oh, they're being aggressive, and by the time they realize it, K just used
man, more Malga! Oh no!
Coming in from Northwood, even though yes, this card's gonna take her just a nice little break there in the middle of the street. Northwood still have plenty of time, just under 3 minutes to get this going. Rocket almost has the ult available already. That'll be the only one they have access to, however. Fisher may have that blizzard with window to try and keep them alive here in second phase.
Cave has to get this up ASAP, and the Rocket is dropping down from above.
Holy shit!
Before he just falls over, the sound barrier is down, and Grapes on their last leg. Cave, Blizzard,
you really hate Malga? Yeah, because I'm an ethical Overwatch player who
tectonic shot yet. It doesn't hit anybody at all, so
wants fun.
It's gonna cost him his life. Fisher still staggered out. Northwood, slight room of opportunity for them to work with, especially.
That's the default crosshair? Oh my god, that is disgusting.
Haven trying to charge up a lot of these rail shots. Knowing the mortality field is out. It's not a healing. Pumped into lukewarm right now.
Good shots.
You ain't winning that one, pal.
You can tell, like, oh, maybe we can bring this back. You know, comments coming back. And then it's like, no. You know, lukewarm shut that all down. They don't need to use.
They're off the Venture now?
Cave will go on to the Tracer now. Might be honestly a marking rocket.
Do you hate Malga more than Release Break? No. When people Release Break was literally like a once in a lifetime gaming fuck up. Malga might be annoying and might have some big problems, and like so far kind is like the Brig of Overwatch 2 if you were like, but like dude, that's like comparing like fucking I don't know, like the most minuscule of problems compared to like actual legitimate like big things. Yeah, Brig basically single-handedly killed Overwatch 1. Like, there isn't a character in history of any other video game that's ever done that. Interesting. Very interesting, Cage. They must be swapping.
I pray he's swapping. Oh, please tell me you're swapping, Riker. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
That was maybe one of the most questionable ults I've ever seen if it was not.
Yeah, it's better to just use it all than swap.
I don't mind the swap for Fisher, and as I said, the Cave gets decked, so maybe the swap not working out great so far for Cave, but they'll try to play it way more passive. They're gonna. I
mean, you gotta give them time. It's one fight. Sometimes that happens.
And try and play just a little bit slower.
A little bit more lukewarm. Going to catch any players from Northwood, willing to peek their heads out. No one's going forwards at this time.
Big hinder.
Sound barriers on board.
Dude, there's so many buttons coming out.
At the same time, hoping the damage can overwhelm them. And it is more than enough. Haven shot down from the top ropes. Gets it a second in Grapes. Woo! Northwood absolutely frying right now.
Damn, and they got cart pushed that entire time too. Holy shit, Northwood's kind of rolling.
You're running out of a meterage. Only 2.8 remain. Northwood need to inch their way over the edge. Lukewarm is now.
And the Malga's holding the other door. Yeah, that's tough.
By Cowman. It'll be a minute 22 finish for the
That's
Northwood
tough.
It's important that it got over.
I never understood what happened with Brig. I started playing Overwatch 2. Yeah, you had to be there, genuinely. If you weren't there, then you don't understand.
Draw on this map. I love that Northwood.
Brig is only broken in people's eyes now after what they suffered in Overwatch 1. That's not totally true.
So many times, like,
that's not totally true. We just don't. We haven't had a strong Brig meta. Like, there isn't another support character that has her kind of like tanking survivability, other than maybe Kiri, and that's just because of like the mobility in Suzu.
So it's throwing a wrench in the entire plan of the Falcons. And you can tell there's just that slight hesitancy.
Brig is definitely not broken right now, but the fact that she has multiple knockbacks and stuns is a little bit ass, considering Overwatch 2 is supposed to remove a lot of the CC. It's just back to Overwatch 1. Like, CC still feels like... I think maybe it's a bit of a hot take. I think CC in Overwatch feels a lot like it would have felt in Overwatch 1 with just one less tank. Like, there's less CC for sure, but there's also a whole less character. So, like, yeah, of course there's less CC.
Drive the tempo of games, and now said bus has backed over them not once.
The only arguable one is Flashbang versus Hinder and May Slow versus Freeze.
But incredible gameplay all around from supporting in his team, forcing swaps out of Fisher, now back onto the Malga, as well as Cabe's Tracer.
Oh, CJ just a little bit of poke. It's like, hey, you know. Just a few percent up there. Fisher more than likely would try and rotate all the way to high ground. That or just rotating in the back line through Hotel. That's what they'll do. They're going to try and catch Rocket. Just gets out of the way in time.
Yeah. Forcing point here, though, is a great idea. Northwood have to drop at some point into Riker, which is actually what you don't want to do. So Rocket needs to be on anti-Riker duty, chuck every single sticky bomb, beam down into
oh man, now it's time to run at the fucking Ramatra. Oh, they actually let him go. Wow, that was actually kind of smart. I would have fed my brains out chasing him.
Even if they look like they're winning these fights, they just have these small moments of ego pushing, as we just saw, and it's turning a fight that looked winnable into a lost one.
Wow.
Yeah, Fisher is like, all right, you know, if you want to overextend us a little bit, Vega, yeah, cool. We'll take it all day. As, like you said, they just force Kamen to drop early. They don't have the support there because, again, they were running the Kiriko. They were not running the BAP, so it can be a little more difficult to keep your RAM up in that kind of a situation. And that's why Kamen is like, all right, I give up trying to run the RAM. We're just going to run the funny Malga and go from there.
Well, the Ramatra can't really do a whole lot there. You just have to kind of poke and then survive. And now you go back to Malga. Now it's Malga v Malga.
Deal with that, but Nev has aggro window.
It's a great positioning of the window as Hellman didn't stand up at the speed.
Holy shit, they just ran through.
The rest of the team. Riker causing chaos within the backline. This is still winnable for Fisher Esports, especially since their spawns are significantly closer. Rocket's duplicate, the pulse bomb goes a little bit wide, but he's on his best character. Surely can make something second. No
way he's gonna get third pulse. Holy fucking hell. Yo, Crocodile in the prime.
Wow. All I can say is, wow, I was initially going to say Neb's window, as aggressive as it was, like you said, Northwood has pushed right through it, but Riker actually used it to their advantage. Yeah. When Northwood trying to push in, they punished the backline when they were going in, and it turned it all the way around. And desperate need, who comes out again for Northwood? It's Rocket back on Venture again.
Like this incredible burst damage and just explode players before they can even
blocking
the Deadeye. It'll be even mowed down at the speed of light. Northwood tried to move up and take the aggressive
that's Malga.
Yet Lukewarm, Riker were far and ahead of the plans Northwood had, are making a speed run at the second point.
Yeah, Northwood looks good here.
Northwood's attack was good.
Sorry, not Northwood. Fisher looks good here.
Fisher, like, we're gonna do even better. Like, this is an insane pace. This is the Fisher we're used to. There is no hesitancy right now. It is just go, go, go from Fisher. And 5 minutes on the time bank going into third phase. It is insane, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Northwood have both support ults. They're just going to rush in.
Yeah, if you're Northwood, you have to win this fight, and getting that extension over onto Lukewarm, completely expected with the Kitsune Rush. You use one, you get out, and just try to burn as much time off the clock, forcing another swap out of Riker.
Malga haters mad. Good.
Yeah, Wrecker's
Because I'm included.
whatever.
I'm a Malga hater.
Yeah, they're just gonna...
We got baited.
I'm not sure.
No way. They knew they were there.
Ooh, Rocket is in a very awkward spot right now. I wonder if they get punished for this. No, they're able to get out.
No.
But it does give Fisher a little more space. Oh no, they're still up. Oh, it's.
Oh my god. Wait, they're gonna trade though.
It's both Cassidy's traded 1-for-1. Rocket is still alive, and Vega has the sound barrier that he's been holding on.
Taking this to r/Malgamates, Fingy you.
Well, unless Calman
And
didn't
fuck
just
Malga.
yoink them all back together. Oh no! Northwood thought that they had Fisher under lock. We're actually able to get that cleaned out. Unfortunately, it
Fuck
costs a
Malga.
lot more than they anticipated on using. Rocket!
Ew, that was a little close, Rocket. Not as easy of an escape as Recall is.
Well, at least Malga's got a cool persona to him. Unlike a Arista's just kind of, you know, the protector of Numbani. Not much else there. You know, Malga is at least kind of funny.
Wow.
This cart's only went about 10 or so meters.
But other than that, though, gameplay-wise, fuck that.
Relatively soon. The Student Rush already back online. CJ built that up
Oh.
in what, 1.5 fights?
Oh, he jumped. Okay.
Incredible work for Northwood. They're really relying on
I didn't know we got
Destiny
booped.
and Vega right now for these long holds.
These rotations on the ults are excellent from the Timberwolves right now. They seem to have almost one.
Do you know any cage bugs? Yeah, there's actually a bug in quick play where if a teammate dies before you cage and you get the faster like group together spawn, you can actually cage as you die and you will spawn on your cage where you died as long as it doesn't break. So like let's say you died on point caging and you got the group together one, you will spawn, not in spawn, you will spawn on the point where your cage is. Sounds like a cap. We literally watched a video of it. It's very hard to replicate and it's quick play only because of the respawn together thing.
We need to slow down where we're playing, sending Riker just to get the mega pack.
Yeah, Riker goes over there to grab Mega and now is trying to get out, but they
Fake news. I mean, I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. I literally don't care. I don't have to prove anything to you.
We're way too close to him for any of that burst feeling to come
Proof? Look it up. Go check a stream VOD. Don't care. I'm not doing the work for you.
These last 3 minutes have been brutal.
Ay, Fisher. That's
Here, I'll give you some time to go do it.
Swallow on that ult for Riker, which that's one of your main win conditions. Now you have to play maybe aggro with beef, but you know Combat has cage and they have Itsude rush.
I mean, that's all the ultimate scrapes barely.
What in the fucking Overwatch is this? Dude, imagine showing this to a Fortnite player. Imagine showing what just happened to a Fortnite player. They would need fucking 3 months of therapy.
They can't get any momentum. They had such great momentum in the first two phases, and Northwood have just had perfect hold after perfect hold. They know exactly when to retreat and reset for a moment, and now they're gonna catch Fisher maybe again on the entry.
They're gonna try. Haven,
holy shit! What a high noon. Right click Randy. Right click Randy.
Wonderful boof out into the sightlines of the Cassidy player, and Northwood, you blink and you miss it.
What is life? What is the series? Like Northwood have done a complete 180.
They walked in. They were kind of trolling.
After the first two phases of this map, it is Fisher who look just lost right now. They don't know what to do. 5 minutes going in.
Nah, building in Fortnite is not close to fucking mid-fight in Overwatch. Yeah, like it's crazy. Like people are fucking building skyscrapers up to the moon, but like the visual clutter is not even close. Not even close.
They overstayed their welcome into the backline. Northwood got a little bit too cocky, and Fisher slowly are getting themselves back on their feet, the wind in their sails.
Okay, nice. They finally broke the spawn camp, which is nice.
And the big thing is they keep dupe. They didn't have to use much there at all. So at least ultimate-wise, they have something to work with. The downside is they won't have any time.
Chuckles, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate it.
The best they can do in this map now is a
loving
draw,
the content,
which again is very doable with only 122
Thank you, appreciate it.
Northwood, but they got to win this fight first.
You're cheering for Rocket? Yeah, Rocket played really, really well in OWCS. We got him where we want him. Oh, here we go! Here we go!
On the field, the sound barrier, extra tanking.
Another rush. Multiple Malgas.
Fisher against their struggles that they face.
Yeah, they capped fully, but they still now there's OT.
Have sat back up in their gamer chairs and pushed through a 3rd point.
Mauga maxing.
Decent compared to how a lot of that map went. Because yeah, that was rough. Admittedly, to watch for about 4 minutes. It was just Northwood pounding.
You know, we're kind of lucky that both teams aren't playing Echo, because I'm pretty sure if you have 2 Echoes that both Mauga ult at the same time as your Maugas, and then everyone else ults, the server crashes. Like, if you have 4 Mauga ults going, and then other people ult alongside those ults, the server literally dies.
This defense, it's not like
I don't think that's been fixed.
Situation here for the Falcons. The downside is Northwood on their attack looked so clean on theirs, but the one downside of it is they took the long way around. They tried to go on top on a high ground to try and take that over. If they do that longer push again, and if they fail at this time, it really will not leave them a lot more tries to try and at least edge out this map and avoid a tie.
It's going to be a tough run. Fisher, one of those squads who've always hovered around these top 5 teams, but that experience, that extra level that Northwood have been competing at for longer, it's really starting to show in a lot of these planned out engagements, more methodical approaches compared to the chaotic that Fisher like to shove into people's faces. Hasn't worked out so far. Now being on the Torbjorn for Cabe, additional poke, perhaps expecting more of this Tracer.
What are you doing?
Back on the Echo, as always, we saw how
why have you been spamming this for multiple streams?
Might just do it again. That is the trade there, though. Rapes got himself into the
Drift, thanks for tier 1, I appreciate it.
More damage could be done, so Northwood
Will Rocket build a Echo ult in less than 1 minute?
They take Cabe returning on the Tracer, so he'll be back in just a moment. Matter is, how do you really get back onto the subjective?
So far, looking like possibly no.
At any point, but he needs to be careful, particularly
still early though.
Looming on above.
Double links to 2 months, appreciate it.
High ground and denying a lot of this positioning that Northwood eventually are just gonna completely dominate. Fisher are running down on 30 seconds here. No one has moved toward the objective.
We're playing super safe.
At this point. You cannot afford to have anybody fall. And there it is. Big pick on Cabe again.
Massive from Vega. He hunted, came down, baited him in, chopped him down to size, and Northwood will be cleaning up Fisher.
Damn. I think Northwood was kind of trolling for a little bit there and then walked in. Pretty sure.
Northwood up on match point.
Just waited and waited and waited. Like, hey, we know one of you is going to try and get aggressive. Which one of you will it be, and how can we punish? And it was Vega who is able to punish there for Northwood, even though it is Neb who, during the double Mauga mayhem here from Fisher, is able to get play. But yes, that's honestly, for Fisher, it was at least a decent stabilization considering how the end of their attack went. But
yeah, not bad.
The beginning of their attack went, and their defense.
Kind of cool to see how much
Khalid
just improved. Hold on, 1 sec.
So yeah, like you said, they need to bring it all the way back in a reverse sweep now to avoid the brooms.
It's a rough play style that you have to go against. Northwood are as lethal as they are because Northwood is known for this very methodical type of play that isn't full on just, I'm gonna run at you and know that I'm better than you. It's waiting on their opponent to make mistakes, and we saw that in multiple fights that the Timberwolves ended up taking throughout this map today, forcing Fisher out of position, making them get antsy and walk straight into the clutches of somebody.
Will any of these teams play in OWCS sometime? A lot of them play on OWCS teams. I don't know if they play as a collegiate team though, because like
their strat of just hyper forcing the tempo.
It's not to be mean, but like even though the collegiates improved a ton, there's definitely on like a lot of teams like 1 or 2 players you don't recognize. They're like, who are those players? And they're probably like using the old style of ranked, like they're probably like mid GM, you know, like they're good players, they're just not top level players, or even like low GM1, like not top 500, you know. So like they're still good, you know what I mean, like they're very good, but at the pro level not good. So a lot of these players are playing on pro teams. Like Rocket was on one of like the better teams in OWCS, but it's not like the collegiate team. Like they might have teammates on the collegiate team, but you know what I mean.
I wonder if Cabe is looking at
Yo, Clown, you think of the 2-1? Appreciate it. How did it work? A collegiate team was good and they had to travel to international events as well. International? I don't know about that.
still stuck on that
But I
third
did
floor.
actually co-stream
That Northwood
a
had
collegiate tournament
That was insane.
They had
like 2 weeks ago,
that had to hold
and it was held in Texas, and teams from like Canada, I think, and the US.
That's
It was technically all of North America. I don't know if there was any Mexican teams though,
to its highest
Um,
strength. There hasn't really been
but they were
a
all
player that's
there
shining
to compete,
above the
and so like they all
rest.
flew in
Good at
to go to
one
Texas
on
to
one
play,
with another, and
which was
they
cool.
never really gave
Away
Fisher
is
a
bad,
chance
thanks to the
to
Prime.
compete or reset.
Appreciate it,
They
dude.
just kinda kept
Global
running
though,
on
that's
in,
tough.
hoping for the best
Even Overwatch
possible
League failed at that.
Things like that aren't going to fly. No bubble in between, just facing
A lot of people in the
against
BG3 video
some of
comments
these
don't
big
understand that
dogs
chat
in
can't
the
backseat
lineup.
doesn't mean I
All
can't
of these
backseat.
bronze and now
I mean, your
Fisher
biggest
Esports,
mistake
and they
there
have
is
keep
reading comments.
themselves in contention for these upper brackets against Northwood's Rockets. Pulling out the venture once more.
I love that this is consistent. This isn't just a meme pick.
There's some really sweet ones. That's true. That's true.
They've actually practiced because it looks very well coordinated. There's been
I would say there's probably more
sweet
sweet ones on those types of videos than anything else.
You know, I don't have. So it
But
gets a
yeah,
little
still. Oh
harder
god, not
to get
again.
Out of these fights, and that's why they're playing a little more passive on the entry.
The flanking
But Fisher,
venture again.
They don't have anyone that's really seen Rocket on the venture yet.
Not really, but if Fisher want to start regrouping, have it be all lukewarm. We talked about how this guy is so like just on an even playing field with Haven. If you can let him start to cook, oh boy, is Fisher.
When is ETA for
gonna
rap? Okay, I'll message you. I'll message you. I got.
Oh,
Okay.
they're on venture because we haven't seen the tracer at all. Just go in. We don't let them get the value, even though yes, Rocket still just annihilates Neb in the backline. It's not enough because Lukewarm, like you said, starting to heat up a little bit. We haven't said their name a whole lot since they popped off over on Antarctic Peninsula. They need to keep this level of consistency of their performance going if they want to at least start the wheels turning of that reverse sweep.
It's gonna take so long just to get through this initial part. Lukewarm speed running towards the Deadeye, hits literally everybody, but CJ is the only one to actually go down here. Fisher Esports, that's now 2 fights in a row that they've won solely off the back of Lukewarm.
They're red hot. Like you made the pun earlier. I'm gonna steal it. Lukewarm is not warm. They're red hot so far in this map. This is the level of performance they needed to keep this going. Rocket so far.
I played the entire BioShock series. I played BioShock 1. I did not play BioShock 2. I played BioShock Infinite years ago on console, and it was supposed to have an autosave system. I played for like 11 hours in one day. I was close to the end game. I was in the end game because like stuff was happening. If you played Infinite, you know, like the end, when things are going to shit. And then I stopped for the day, came back the next day, none of my progress was saved, and started me over, so I never finished it, and I refused. Instantly exploded, holy shit.
And Fisher Esports even popping the sound barrier to compensate from that loss, and it really didn't do a whole lot than just kind of keep these guys alive. Northwood Esports just having Calman existing is more than enough to verify moving on forwards and kind of
How is tank? Just existing is enough.
Fisher were almost wanting to push back into that, or at least stall it out near mid for Riker to come back, but as soon as you lose Grapes, you have to back up. You can't push into that without your Lucio, as now high ground will be controlled by Northwood. But Fisher, yeah, they're not going to let him have the free.
Haven just rolled straight into the cage fight, and Lukewarm was there to greet him. That's a second Deadeye in just 2 minutes. Rocket, though, adding a little bit of extra chaos to the mix. His first final blow of the game, and he's going to grab 2 just with the ultimate. What a snipe! Cave thought he was safe, but his little pinky toe caught up in the tectonic shock, and Northwood finally on the move.
I was like, oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? All right, we'll just send it towards bot and just snipes Cave on the exit. And I don't mind that, honestly, for Fisher. Like, try and get aggressive with the Deadeye. Did it work out that time? No. But that's the aggressive plays you need to be making here for Fisher. As the lead will not get tossed over. Fisher can test just under 2 meters.
Look at the touch. This Deadeye, though, from Haven. It's going to buy the space. It grabs the lead because it grabbed the point. Not quite. Fisher squeak their way back out and snag Rocket after a nice amplification matrix. So split-second timing, although losing the lead, not too
Can
bad.
we up the quality of the Quaid stream? It's maxed. This is what the stream is. I'll already show you. Where the fuck's my mouse? Hello? There we go.
Forwards into any players of Fisher. Managed to do enough punishing in that. The whole
Kind of floating it back though. I hate to see Malga, but
first time in this map.
Apparently, there's been a lot of Mauga today.
As Fisher, they're trying to at least make this fight interesting near the
I
back
can't.
end, but
I can't do anything about it.
I don't know if they have the players here, Molly. Yeah,
No, they
Grapes
don't.
falls. Cabe will get out, which is big. They'll at least have their tracer to stall this out a little bit longer.
The problem is
But it would be
earlier,
more
literally it
going
wouldn't
away,
load.
going
Like it was
because the
legitimately
way this
not.
fight ended,
Like the streams
and they're
weren't
just
working.
content.
I
Hey,
was
we got
I was
the
doing
pick.
an
We
MS
don't need to
Paint.
stick around.
I was literally doing MS Paint trying to describe what I thought was happening mid game.
Yeah.
So they probably compressed it and they probably had to change the way it looks to make it work.
So far today, the Salberry now from Fisher and attempt to rip away the Charizard high ground from Haven, which they'll manage to do. Lukewarm into the backline, Deadeye escorting the robot
Good high noon.
away from where Northwood currently stand. I love the approach that Fisher took there.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we're gonna try and force.
Yeah, it
them
could
to
be
drop,
Twitch.
Down.
Could be just
We know
Twitch.
that's the position they want to play, but Northwood's not done.
What? Wait, they had enough players that were grouped down in the tunnel and managed to grab the player.
They're gonna get tick.
Wait, they got a tick out of that?
It doesn't matter that Northwood won the fight. It's Fisher that won the war. They came in, got what they wanted.
Wait,
forced
huge.
points, And just like that, the playing field is even once more.
For those watching at home, circle that moment right
Please
there.
do. Please
Because
do.
they don't have to worry now about, hey, you know, the bot's gonna stop. It's gonna wait there for a moment. If Fisher can win this fight and get the bot going back their direction, they can just keep pushing in, and now they can fight set mid once again.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, they're getting
Off
aggressive.
with
A lot
Kicker
of these plays
versus
are
Kitsune
being
Rush.
I like it. The robot still
Oh,
wants
here
to
we
win.
go.
No support, so any damage permanently is taken.
Oh my god.
They're still struggling to get a full.
The funny part is the second the other Mauga dies, your sustainability's gone.
Oh, bot's
Finish when
going.
Northwood are pushing the bot all along.
It was Rocket all along.
It was always Rocket.
Don't know if I can say the full tempo of that.
Gauge his health? Yeah, it's like 2,500 health or something like that.
Getting bad, but it's fine. It's, you know, time after time, it's just, you know, one of the DPS is sneaking the bot away. As Northwood, because of that, they have close spawn. They built their lead up now to nearly 30 meters. They're in a great spot, but again, another fight towards mid. It's almost like we're playing Coliseum here today with how many fights we're having to play on mid.
All right. I mean, Haven wants to end it quickly. It's a speedy cowboy. Daring any players to peek their heads around. Almost got Grapes, but they'll live to see another day. Rocket aggressively now. Tectonic Shock forces the Suzu. The health bar struggling. Lorcum needs to push Northwood back any way possible. The Deadeye doing just that. Payload on the move for Fisher. The high ground, this little staircase being in Northwood's control is a brutal. Calvin gets hyper aggressive though. He's gonna pay for that with his life. Northwood had the opportunity to pull through on it, but ended up just losing it all in the long
Honestly,
run.
loving seeing the
Fisher
Venture
Esports
gameplay.
are looking to get a
I
full
keep think that Mauga needs
Rocket.
to have
They'll
only
hang on to
lifesteal
life
and not damage reduction on his
Best
overdrive.
stalling this pot.
And he'd be fine having both is too much.
You know, you're gonna have to wait for me to sit there on the ground for a little bit. Hey,
Oh
there
my
we go.
gosh.
They will be at least.
I don't even know, to be honest with you. I just think the whole design is kind of shit.
Earlier may come into effect, but yes, Fish are gonna wait just a tiny bit for the rest of their members to get here. But this bot will not have to wait. His comment is like, "Oh, the whole crew's here." No,
We're good.
no,
We're chilling.
we're not gonna stall it out for the tick. This bot will start routing the corner. Dare I say the most important fight of this entire map so far. Neb has the Kitsune Rush to enter in with.
Now the Kitsunes, but only one cage fight. Cowman hasn't built this up just quite yet.
Oh my
It's not
goodness.
healing enough
Oh my
sustain to go
goodness.
through. Northwood waited so long to pop that Salberry, and it looks like nearly nothing. Without much attention.
Dude,
Not
what
stolen
in the
again.
fuck?
Fisher. The bot is stolen.
Wait, they
Very
stole the bot
low.
again, though.
Fisher needs to regroup quickly with this bot moving further towards the pink side.
Dude, Rocket just keeps stealing the bot consistently.
Rocket's just a menace. Like you thought you had a
He's a
really
menace
good
to
fight, huh?
society.
And yeah, you know the meters you thought you were gonna get. No, we're gonna make sure. Hey, you don't get forward spot anymore. You're gonna have to earn that back.
This is bad.
And yes, they get about 10 meters or
don't
so,
even
but this
push
is
it.
not a great spot
What?
here for Fisher as they basically get
Oh.
reset to 0 on the progress they made that last
Damn,
fight.
that's
Only
really
Neb
bad
with
for
Haven
Fisher.
gonna use
Wow.
theirs just to get the spot moving the other way.
I swear, everybody forgets about the objective chat. Happens all the time. Oh, here we go. Swift, oh, everybody jump in. Ah!
Lukewarm is in the back line, but he's cut off from the rest of his team, who's occupied in a bloodbath of a battle that Rocker ends up losing. Just under a minute remaining, and this bot far from the Fisher side.
No, back-to-back
Yay!
fights needed for Fisher. Unless they lose the next one, can still get it to OT, and then You have a lot more work to do if you are the Falcons. That was a disaster of a fight. Northwood will try and be aggressive in the positioning. Any meter counts right now if Fish is able to win this fight. As it gets to 90, Rocket's going to get aggressive, has pulse.
Kind of smart not going for the pulse there. I think he was trying to bait the Suzu first. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mauga just the fat meatball that just gets stuck and ass blasted. Poor guy.
Making an even playing field. Fisher spawned much closer. Northwood, if they can force them off now, take care of Haven. There's a chance for a regroup. Haven gets so far up, grabs Neb at the bare minimum, but it's looking like Fisher aren't out of this just yet. They'll need to win a couple fights in a row, and they can take this to a potential map 4.
I love Mauga. I don't care what anyone says. I rarely play tank, but I feel like a god. That last part of the sentence is very important. I rarely play tank.
You cannot die there.
You can't. You just can't. Rocket has been the Punisher.
Wait, why did they just rush there?
You let him go one time, and look what happened.
Yeah, they just kind of it's over. GG. Yep, there it comes. It's fucking game. Yep. And that's tough, but wait a minute. Hang on. Yeah, no, they're cooked. They're cooked. They don't have ults. They used everything. Nah, it's not winnable. They don't have Rush, they don't have Cage, they don't have B. It doesn't matter. They won that fight. It's actually cooked. Fish Northwood would have to hard throw this. Hard throw this.
That could be an opening here as Lukewarm is in the back trying to find an early pick, but they can't risk their own life for it.
It's over. It's over. See, there's this rule in Overwatch chat. When you have too many ults going into the next fight, and the other team has no ults, you can't lose. It's not possible.
Northwood as the last map has been Fisher yet to cross the finish line as Northwood keeps their undefeated streak against